Oh my goodness. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 6 Cars Day 2, Tuesday here at Monterey Car Week. We start off with an absolute banger on Monday, and I think a lot of new stuff should be showing up today. So we're not going to waste too much time on the intro. We're just going to jump right to it and get started and see what kind of stuff we can find. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let's get at it. Okay, so we have found some cars this morning. We have the Vanquish Zagato Volante finished in orange, pretty radical color, and I think honestly probably the Volante is the best variation of this. You can get this in the coupe, the convertible, or the shooting brake. The shooting brake, as cool as it is, I think it does look best in this open top form with all of the different Zagato details exposed. I think this is probably the best version of it. I just love the carbon fiber humpbacks as well behind the headrest, and then inside it does have all of the Zagato Zs finished in orange stitching too, so that is quite cool to see that. And of course over there is the Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus. Take a look at that in a second, but there is the front of the Vanquish Zagato Volante Roadster. Bit of a mouthful, but a very cool little car here. And there is the Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus with that iconic black and orange livery that is obviously quite famous from the Veyron, and cool to see that they replicate that with the Chiron Super Sport as it is moving. I think they are going to be putting it back on to the truck very shortly, as the Vanquish Zagato has also started up. What a cool looking car. And our next hypercar of the day here at the Hyatt Regency is the Zinger 21C. How about that? I think outside of like the Quail, we haven't really seen these out in the wild yet. So here we go. Get a look of it in the flesh. I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with this thing, it's quite fast, obviously, as you can tell. It did set a lap record on Laguna Seca. Interestingly enough, the whole thing is 3D printed, so it's a pretty crazy car. Obviously quite futuristic, lots of tech in this thing, but probably the most interesting part about this car is that it is a two-seater, except the passenger sits behind the driver. It's kind of like a fighter jet in a sense, but man, that is absolutely wild looking. As you can see, it's full bare exposed carbon fiber. There's a couple different variations of these cars, sort of like the Jesko with the Attack and the Absolute. This one is clearly like the Attack version. I think the VMAX is the streamlined one, but there you go, the Zinger 21C. You guys can let me know what you think about that down in the comments. There we go. We've got a bit of trailer rally action going on here. Haven't been here in a while, but there we go. Nice little 911 ST. We have the 997.2 GT3 RS2 in a very good spec. That is so iconic with the 997.2, the gray with the red accents. But yeah, the 911 ST, absolutely beautiful too, the blue on the white wheels. But in front of us, let's go check out the Chimera 037s. So not Evo 37s, actually the Evo 38s, so the more extreme version of the restomods from Chimera. Obviously, you guys really seem to like this when we filmed them back at Villa d'Este. So here we go again. We've got not one, not two, but three, as there is a green one unloading from the truck. But these are absolutely fantastic cars. I've only heard good things about them driving wise, and they look phenomenal too. Obviously, the Lancia 037 is one of the coolest rally cars ever built. So it's really nice that there's a company doing these tasteful resto mods as well. So this one actually is the 37, and this one here is the 38, I believe. So just a bit more extreme with a bit more aero on it, those side intakes and the bigger duckbill. And yeah, the nice exhaust setup there too. But it is a twin charge, so turbo and supercharged 4-cylinder. So pretty cool cars. And here's the last one coming off the truck, the Evo 38. Again, a more extreme version, just like the Martini one back there. But yeah, look at that. It looked like green from inside the trailer, but it is a really nice, like turquoisey blue actually. Just a fantastic looking car. Yeah, and there we go. What's interesting about these two is pretty much all of the Chimeras are different. If you look at the front fascia on this one, is a lot of carbon fiber, obviously going for an aggressive track look, whereas this one has more of the traditional rally style, less carbon fiber, less aero, but does have those awesome rally style fog lights on it. And of course, it has that classic Martini livery. But even towards the back here too. You can see it's got a bit of a different duckbill spoiler on the blue one. There's airflow towards the back, whereas the Martini one is completely covered up. So that is quite interesting. And then obviously you can see in the 37 here too, has a different rear wing. So very, very interesting to see 3 very different Chimeras all parked beside each other, unloading here for a Tuesday at Monterey Car Week. There we go, complete and utter chaos, guys. Look at this. The matching specs, McLaren F1 and McLaren P1, the Enzo, the Wyra 2675 LTs, and the crowds are absolutely next level. Definitely one of the wildest scenes we've seen at the Polo Fields in a long time, and it looks like we've just arrived at the perfect time, because it does look like they will be driving away very soon as everyone is jumping into their respective rides. But how about that? The GOAT, the greatest car ever built, beside its success over there in the same color. That is just incredibly special, and it's no wonder why there are so many people crowding around that. That is, wow, what a sight, people. That is crazy. It's not very often you can see a Wyra and an Enzo getting absolutely no attention, but let's see these things roll out right now. There, just take in the scope of things, ladies and gentlemen. One of the coolest sights I have ever seen at my many years of coming to Car Week. The 675 LTs are actually very nice too. The Wyra is a good spec, can't go wrong with an Enzo, but like I said, when you have a McLaren F1 over there, it's obviously going to draw all of the attention away from pretty much any other car you can think of. And here it comes. You should also point this out now that the mayhem has left with the F1 and P1 convoy. This is the MC20. This is the GT2 Stradale. So the road-going version of the GT2 race car. It's really cool, actually. I already like the base MC20, but this is a far more extreme example. You know it's extreme once you've got the door tabs instead of your standard handles in any car. But yeah, really cool, actually. This is a very new car. Still haven't seen one on the road yet. So yeah, it's obviously very cool to see something like this at Monterey Car Week. And man, I really, really like this design. And especially with the rear wing and all the additional aero. Very cool car. Guys, this is the current state of Monterey Car Week on a Tuesday. We've got a black P1 and a white LFA, which are pretty sweet, but we can't get anywhere near it right now because there are so many people photographing these cars. Like I said yesterday, this is the busiest I've ever seen Car Week this early in the week. But there we go. There's your proof shot. Black P1 and a white LFA on 17 Mile Drive, Pacific Ocean in the background. Doesn't get much better than that, guys. That is pretty cool. Hopefully we do see these cars driving around a bit more throughout the week so we can actually get up close to them. But for now, yeah, it's a shooting gallery here, people. And there we go. There's yesterday's LaFerrari out in the daylight. That is absolutely lovely. So yes, it is finished in the traditional Rosso Corsa, but it's got the gunmetal wheels, so it is a bit different than the traditional launch spec. But man, oh man, what a classic silhouette that is. And look at that, the speed tail is coming out behind it as well. So good time to be here at the Portola as some of the ARM auction cars are heading out. And here's one of the coolest modern car silhouettes, the McLaren Speedtail. And I can kind of see the color a bit now that's in the light. It's got a bit of like a purpley gray to it. What a wild looking car that is. Oh, surprise CGT arrival there. Very nice. And there goes the Speedtail. We had the LaFerrari Coupe before, and there is the Aperta black with the red accents. Man, oh man. So cool to see these finally outside of the garage and moving in the daylight. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If one wasn't good enough already today, we do have a second McLaren F1. This one's rolling up to RM Sotheby's on the back of an open top flatbed. Man, that takes some guts to have that rolling around like this. That is a nerve-wracking job. Shouts out to the truck drivers, man. That is crazy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Valor, ST, and a 911R. Okay guys, so we are actually just walking down the side of 17 Mile right now. And the reason why we're walking and not driving is because the roads are absolutely packed. You can see there's police behind me. There is some sort of crazy hypercar meet and there's literally thousands of people. So let's see how close we can get. But I think it's just gonna be absolutely wild. So let's head over right now and see what we can see. Here's the situation, ladies and gentlemen, on 17 Mile. This was the busiest you were ever going to see it. There are hypercars here, but good luck trying to get a clear view of them. We did see the 4GT and the Carrera GT previously. Thank goodness for that, because we are not going to get up close to them now. But there is a new Utopia there on aftermarket wheels, which is kind of cool. The white and the carbon fiber two-tone. There's a yellow and black Chiron Super Sport. You can see the white and red Jesko back there. Yeah, tons and tons of stuff. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get a very clear look at most of the cars because there are thousands and thousands of people here. It's absolutely wild. But yeah, at least we can see the Utopia. That is one thing we can get up close to. I do kind of like the wheels. They do suit the car with the Tiffany blue brakes. That's not too shabby actually, but this is an absolute fast. So the Stradman Agera is somewhere behind that massive humanity. There is Schmee's Vantage GT8 as well. There's another SVJ Carrera GT. But as you guys can see, we are not getting anywhere near there. So let's move on and see what else we can find. So there is the current state of affairs. It is completely packed, can't even move. Police are in here. They can't even get anywhere. This is not the car week that I am used to. This is an absolute fest, guys. Just a massive street party basically. And somewhere back there's actually looks like two more Koenigsegs, looks like two Ageras are sitting back there that cannot get into the parking lot. Let's see if we can actually get a look at them. So there is the situation. We have the two other Ageras there, and the officer over there has decided the best course of action is to block everybody from leaving so the street can clear. But now all these hypercars are stuck and no one can get out. So it is a complete and utter mess in here. As you can see, the GTR and cars all the way around the circle there are stuck. So I'm not sure how long we're going to be here for, but this is quite the scene here for a Tuesday Monterey Car Week. Zenvo Aurora, interesting. Well, people have basically been forcefully kicked out of here. You can see that other Carrera GT now. It's a nice like greenish silver. This is almost like Millennium J that you'd see on an R34 GTR. It does look quite good in the dark here as the sun has set on Tuesday in Monterey Car Week. But yeah, see, a few more people have cleared out. You guys can see there is the white and red Jesko again. There's a black and yellow Chiron Super Sport over there as well, and an SVJ. Still a lot of people. But yeah, that is just an absolute fest and a half. Excuse the dirty windshield, people. Look at the crowd of spotters for road illegal Cesto Elemento. Guys, Car Week is officially over. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the 1 of 10 Cesto Elemento, and it is road legal. Look at how many people are here. This is just unbelievable. It's only Tuesday, guys. I don't even know if we can get up close to this thing because of the crowds, and traffic is just completely stopped. So I would imagine that police might come and tell people to leave eventually, but just crazy to see this thing parked on the street. I hope we get to see it again at some point throughout the week so we can actually get an up close look to it. But yeah, there we go, guys. Cesto Elemento. Hold on, guys. One last spot after the Sesto Elemento. Look at that SSC Tuatara rolling through.